eingesetzt habe, dass ich anständig meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienste meines Volkes. Gib du jetzt eine Stimme ab.
Where were the nations of the world when Germany began its systematic destruction of the Jews? When reports began to come in that the Germans intended to annihilate the Jews, most countries yawned and closed their borders. There was almost nowhere for them to run. Only trifling numbers of refugees found their way to safety outside of Europe. Like other nations, America also ignored the pleas for help coming from the Jews. The U.S. vowed retribution for the killers, not rescue for those being killed. Horror stories abound, as with the case of the MS St. Louis, a ship carrying 900 Jewish refugees. The ship was denied entry in Cuba, even though Cuba had issued transit visas for the passengers. The ship then attempted to land in the U.S., but was turned back to Europe. Of those passengers, 254 died in the Holocaust. Today, the world makes tragic movies and promises that this will never happen again, but rarely acknowledges that while the building was on fire, the nations of the world stood at the exits and allowed only a few to escape. But there's an even greater question that must be asked. Where was God? Was he a passive observer? Was he blind to the suffering of the nation he said he would never forsake? Or was he actively involved in some way? These are questions that have stumped rabbis and religious leaders of all stripes, and yet the Bible has given the answer for those who have the courage to see it. In Ye Are My Witnesses, we take Scripture at face value and see that God's plans for Israel have never been set aside or abandoned, but are moving ahead right on time. Come along with us and find the answer to these very perplexing questions. Ye Are My Witnesses is available in Kindle or paperback from Amazon.com.